cause major shifts in our ability to communicate by radio. Jason Daniels, VK2LAW, brings us up to date.
The continued cooling of the ionosphere 100 kilometres above sea level may someday disrupt and reshape shortwave communications, according to scientists at Kyushu University in Japan. The drop in ionospheric temperatures is a result of rising CO2 levels, the same phenomenon identified as the source of global warming down here on Earth. The researchers' study, published in Geophysical Research Letters, found that the cooling ionosphere lowers air density and speeds up wind circulation, two factors that have an impact on satellite orbits and space debris. In addition, the ability to communicate by radio also changes as a result of small-scale plasma irregularities. Shortwave radio, radio broadcasting, air traffic control and maritime communication could all experience a variety of major changes, the scientists said. The study leader, Wei-Xing Liu of Kyushu's Faculty of Science, told the Physics World website, quote, "This may be good news for ham radio operators, as you will likely receive more signals from faraway countries more often. For radio communications, however, especially at HF and VHF frequencies employed for aviation, ships and rescue operations, it means more noise and frequent disruption in communication and hence safety," end quote. She said that in the long term, the telecommunications industry may need to respond to these changes by either adjusting their frequencies or changing the design of their equipment. This is Jason Daniels, VK2LAW.
ISS Expedition 73 has ended with the return to Earth of a NASA astronaut and 2 Roscosmos cosmonauts. Graham Kemp, VK4BB, has the update.
Roscosmos cosmonauts Sergei Ryzhikov and Alexei Zabriskie returned to Earth with U.S. astronaut Johnny Kim, KJ5HKP, after 245 days in space aboard the International Space Station. Their landing in Kazakhstan via Soyuz MS-27 on the 9th of December ended Kim's tenure, which included both Expedition 72 and 73. It was the first trip to the space station for both Kim and Zabriskie. Kim received his amateur radio operator's license in July of 2024. Whilst in space, Kim accomplished a number of important milestones, including participation in the 2025 ARRL Field Day in the U.S. with fellow astronaut Nicole Ayers, KJ5GWI. He was also part of the space station's first transmission since 2018 of ham TV, since its repairs and return to service, and that took place in October with a scout group in the UK. This is Graham Kemp, VK4BB.
A new video from NASA is giving viewers a window into the experience of amateur radio on the International Space Station. Neil Rapp, WB9VPG, tells us more.
Schools and other educational institutions who've enjoyed student contacts with astronauts on board the International Space Station already know the value of this respected program. It places an emphasis on science and radio education and gives a window into how ham radio works as a powerful educational tool. Now everyone can experience communication, at least one-way communication, with a NASA astronaut in a new video released by NASA, the U.S. Space Agency. In a little less than 4 minutes, the NASA video features astronaut Nicole Ayers, KJ5GWI, explaining to viewers how school contacts are made with the help of ham radio operators around the world. Addressing students directly, she says that the contacts are meaningful, but necessarily brief because the ISS is moving around the Earth at a speed of 17,500 miles per hour. The video was recorded appropriately during Expedition 73, which launched in the spring of this year. To see the video, click on the link that appears in the text version of this week's newscast at arnewsline.org. This is Neil Rapp, WB9VPG.
If you haven't already worked any of the stations for the special 12 Days of Christmas event, you still have time. This year's lineup of swans a-swimming, geese a-laying, and calling birds have been joined by a new bonus station based in Puerto Rico with the call sign Whiskey Papa 3 Sierra/DOC. QSOs are being made on the HF bands using CW and single sideband through to Christmas Day, December 25th. Everyone who works at least one station will be entitled to a downloadable certificate. Work all of the 12-day stations, you'll get a clean sweep. If your log includes the station in Puerto Rico, that will earn you a Clean Sweep Plus. Certificates will be available after the 31st of January. See the QRZ.com page for K2YRD for more details. Remember, operators are not accepting or sending QSL cards, but they are sending their very best for the season. Next year's D-Expedition to Sable Island has just received a boost in funding to support the team. As we hear from Andy Morrison, K9AWM.
A $25,000 grant from the Northern California DX Foundation is being provided to the team heading to Sable Island in March for the CY0S activation. According to the team's website, the dates have been set for March 19th through the 31st. The team leaders are Murray, WA4DAN, and Glenn, W0GJ, who will operate alongside veteran D-Expeditioners Pat, N2IEN, Lee, WW2DX, Ralph, K0IR, Jay, K4ZLE, Mike, K9NW, and Scott, NE9U. In a comment on the DXnews.com website, Murray acknowledges the Northern California DX Foundation's ongoing support for various D-Expeditions like this one, support that spans a period of more than 33 years. Sable Island weather is expected to be a challenge at the time the team's airplane arrives. It is usually a cold and snowy time, sometimes with gale force winds. The island is about 300 kilometers or 186 miles east of Halifax, Nova Scotia. This is Andy Morrison, K9AWM.
In the UK, the Commonwealth Contest Community and the Radio Society of Great Britain are grieving the loss of an advocate and a friend, an active ham who twice served the Radio Society as president. Jeremy Boot, G4 NJH, tells us about him.
Although he made his living in the world of high-tech as a solid-state physicist, Bob Whelan, G3 PJT, was in so many ways a full-time radio amateur. He received his license in 1961, focusing on CW operating on HF and LF. As his enthusiasm grew for contesting, he made a name for himself as a supporter of the Commonwealth Contest, a CW contest for operators in British Commonwealth countries, such as Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and of course the UK. He also built an online presence for its widely scattered participants, eventually writing a book about the contest's evolution. Bob had also been actively involved in the IARU and the First Class Operators Club, with a growing involvement in the Radio Society of Great Britain over the years. His participation grew from being a volunteer on the Society's HF committee to becoming president, serving from 2002 to 2003, and again from 2013 to 2014. Bob became a silent key on the 4th of December. This is Jeremy Bucci for NJH.
It's time for you to identify your station. We are the Amateur Radio Newsline, heard on bulletin stations around the world, including the AH6LE repeater in Beaver Creek in Wilsonville, Oregon, on Sundays at 6 p.m. local time. If you are looking to attend the next workshop of HamSci, you'll find yourself right in the backyard of the ARRL headquarters. We've got more details from Jack Parker, W8ISH.
Through the years, the annual workshop of HamSci, the Citizen Science Investigation Organization, has been hosted at a number of locations in a number of U.S. states. Next year, it moves to Connecticut for the 9th annual event, which will take place on March 14th and 15th. It's being hosted by the ARRL on the campus of Central Connecticut State University. ARRL's headquarters is located in nearby Newington, Connecticut, which means the league will be welcoming workshop visitors to headquarters and encouraging many to get on the air from W1AW, the Hiram P. Maxim Memorial Station. The workshop theme is Discovering Science Through Ham Radio. The varied presentations will showcase how ham-sized cooperative relationships between researchers, ham radio operators, citizen scientists, and students have brought about notable advances in weather studies, propagation sensing, and ionospheric research. For detailed registration information, visit the link in the text version of this week's newscast at arnewsline.org. This is Jack Parker, W8ISH.
Our next story takes us to Vermont, where former members of the newly dismantled RACES program are learning new skills as part of a new team. Randy Sly, W4XJ, has the details.
Hams in Vermont who had been members of the recently dismantled Radio Amateur Civil Emergency Service, or RACES, have begun joining the team at the Medical Reserve Corps of the state's Department of Health. According to Kate Hammond, KC1DUI, manager of the Medical Reserve Corps Communications Section, Vermont's shift in deployment of radio volunteers is part of a changeover going on in many states. She told Newsline in an email that, quote, emergency communications is emerging as a Medical Reserve Corps mission in more states. But the creation of the mission set in Vermont is a work that is specific to us, end quote. She said that toward that end, John Colt, NV1Y, the Hospital Net Coordinator for the Medical Reserve Corps, and Heather Rigney, KC1PMR, the Corps statewide coordinator, are overseeing the creation of documents for the newly configured team. Former RACES materials are being used to help guide future practices of the Medical Reserve Corps operators who will attend orientation meetings soon. The Vermont Healthcare Net has also become more active. Kate said that members will be affiliated with one of the 8 local Medical Reserve Corps units for any drill or event, and could be deployed as well to shelters when a communications outage occurs. Although Josh Cohen, KB1NIJ, a longtime RACES member and an experienced net control operator, told Newsline that he is sorry to see the RACES program go, he is preparing to join the Medical Reserve Corps team. Josh is among many hams eager to continue using their skills. This is Randy Sly, W4XJ.
In the world of DX, there are some more holiday stations to add to the on-air festivities. The YO3 KRM Radio Club of Romania is putting 3 Christmas special call signs on the air through the 31st of December. Listen for the Santa call sign, YO0 Ho Ho, the Christmas Spirit call sign, YO0 Xmas, and the Rudolph call sign, YR0 Udolph. Certificates are available for successful contacts. The annual Russian New Year Radio Marathon will be on the air from the 29th through to the 11th of January. The Miller DX Club and the Rostov Oblast branch of the Russian Amateur Radio Union will be putting a number of special call signs on the air, including R2026A, R2026C, R2026L, R2026N, UE26HNY, and UE26NY, among others. Listen for the special event call sign HB70IPA, marking the 70th anniversary of the International Police Association's Swiss branch. They will be on the air until the 31st of December on various HF bands and via the QO100 satellite. Yan DL4XT will be active holiday style as 4K/DL4XT from Azerbaijan between the 26th of December and the 3rd of January. He's going to be using CW, single sideband, and FT8. Find Yan on 40 meters as well as bands from 20 through 10 meters. We end this newscast with a Newsline holiday tradition, a ham log instead of a Yule log. Listen to this much-loved adaptation of the Clement Clarke Moore classic, proof that there is still magic in the season, and even more so on the amateur bands this time of year. It was written anonymously, but is delivered beautifully by our own Jim Dameron, N8 TMW.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the shack the rig was turned off and the mic cord lay slack. The antenna rotor had made its last turn. The tubes in the linear had long ceased to burn. I sat there relaxing and took off my specs, preparing to daydream of armchair DX. When suddenly, outside, I heard such a sound, I dashed out the door to see what was around. The moon shone down brightly and lighted the night. For sure, propagation for the low bands was right. I peered toward the roof where I heard all the racket, and there was some guy in a red fur-trimmed jacket. I stood there, perplexed, in a manner quite giddy. Just who was this stranger? Did it? He looked very much like an FCC guy who'd come to check up on some bad TVI. I shouted at him, "Old man, QRZ. Hey, you by the chimney all dressed up in red." I suddenly knew when I heard sleigh bells jingle. The guy on the rooftop was Jolly Kris Kringle. He had a big sack full of amateur gear, which was a big load for his prancing reindeer, transmitters, receivers for cabinets and racks, some meters and scopes, and a lot of coax. He said not a word, 'cause he'd finished his work. He picked up his sack and he turned with a jerk. As he leaped to his sleigh, he shouted with glee, and I knew in a moment he'd be QRT. I heard him transmit as he flew o'er the trees, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all 73. Ho, 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 ho. Reporting for Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jim Damron, N8TNW.
If you haven't sent in your ham radio haiku yet, what's been stopping you? Visit our website at arnewsline.org, and as you compose your ode to your favorite online activity, we will help you use the correct number of syllables to make an authentic haiku. Submit your work, and then sit back and wait to hear whether you are the winner of this week's challenge. The winner gets a shout-out on our website, where everyone can find the winning haiku. With thanks to Amateur News Daily, AMSAT News Service, the ARRL, ARIS, David Behar, K7DB, Facebook, 425DX Bulletin, Josh Cohen, KB1NIJ, Kate Hammond, KC1DUY, QRZ.com, the Radio Society of Great Britain, shortwaveradio.de, 12 Days of Christmas event, Wireless Institute of Australia, YouTube, and you, our listeners. That's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind our listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer, non-profit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at arnewsline.org and know that we appreciate you all. We also remind our listeners that if you like our newscast, please leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe to us. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Paul Brown, WD9GCO in Valparaiso, Indiana, saying 73. As always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2025. Amateur Radio Newsline retains ownership of its materials even when retransmitted elsewhere. All rights are reserved.
The Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association hopes you enjoy the weekly broadcast of Amateur Radio Newsline, featuring part of the news team, our very own Stefan, N8WB, and we thank you for listening. We hope that you will stay tuned to the W8WKY repeater for our weekly Club Net, which will begin at 8 p.m., which is just under 10 minutes from now. If you would like to learn how you can become licensed and join in the fun yourself, just visit w8wky.org, highlight the Education tab, and click on How Do I Get Licensed? You can also find at w8wky.org announcements, articles, anything you want to know about the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association. So head on over to w8wky.org for all the details of everything heard here. With that, for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, this is Kilo Charlie 8 Hotel Delta Papa, KC8 HDP standing by for the net at 8 p.m.
T-O-T-E-N-A. T-O-T-E-N-A. The weekly Serenet, featuring club news, trivia, and check-ins from some of the nicest hams in the universe starts in 5 minutes. Get ready for the weekly Serenet starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
CQ. This is Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankee calling CQ for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Weekly Club Net. We meet here every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the W8WKY repeater, which is located in Doylestown, Ohio, and operates on a frequency of 147 Mark 390 megahertz, and we use a PL tone of 114.8 hertz. This net is open to all licensed amateur radio operators. This is a directed net, so all traffic will be sent through net control. Emergency or priority traffic may break into this net at any time. Your net control operator this evening is Jerry. That's Juliet, Echo, Romeo, Romeo, Yankee. My personal call sign is Kilo, Charlie 8, Hotel, Delta, Papa. That's KC8HDP. But during this net, I will be using the club call of Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankee. I will take a short break to reset the repeater and be back with a couple of announcements. Mark your calendars for January 15th, when will be our next monthly club meeting at 7 o'clock at the Wadsworth Eagles Hall. Hope you'll join us there. It's always a good time. And also, the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association will be pairing with the Canton ARC to have Winter Field Day 2026. Winter Field Day begins at noon on January 24th and ends Sunday, January 25th at 5 p.m. For all the details of our club meetings and events like Winter Field Day, please visit w8wky.org. Are there any stations with club announcements to add? Okay, nothing heard. So we will start with a couple of rounds of in and out check-ins. So if you would like to just be in and out and move on, you can do so now by using your call sign followed by your name.
Kilo Delta 8, November Echo Oscar, KD8, NEO, Darrell in Holmes County, Jerry.
Whiskey 8, Charlie Tango Mike, carry it, Portage Lakes, in and out.
Kilo Delta 8, Juliet November X-ray, Brooker and Rittman, I'll just be in and out.
November 8, Whiskey Hotel Romeo Mobile in Brunswick, Mike, in and out.
November Golf 8 November, Columbus, in and out. Name's Harold.
KF8 EDE, Kilo Foxtrot 8, Echo Delta Echo, in and out.
Okay, let me pick it up there. Okay, so far I have KD8NEO Darrell. Good to hear from you, Darrell. W8CTM Carey, our closer for the barometer net. KD8JNX Brooker. N8WHR Mike, who is mobile, in and out. NG8N, I believe you said your name was Harold. And the KF8 EDE. Thank you to all you for your in and out check-ins, and Merry Christmas to you. We had a collision then, and I couldn't make out either one of them. So if I didn't call your name, try again. Use your call sign followed by your name.
Kilo Echo 8 Tango Lima Bravo KE8 TLB. I'll be in and out. 73. God bless everyone. Merry Christmas.
Kilo Foxtrot Echo Bravo Quebec KF8 EBQ Michael Rose City Mosley.
Kilo Foxtrot 8 Alpha X-Ray Charlie KF8 AXC Laura
Kilo Echo 8 Zulu Hotel Golf Doug and Morton in and out.
Okay, we have added KE8 TLB Randy, KF8 EBQ Michael, KF8 AXC Laura, and the KE8 ZHG Doug. Thank you for your check-ins as well. Great to hear from all of you, and Merry Christmas to you all. One more time before we go to regular check-ins, anyone else who would like to be in and out, check in now with your call sign followed by your name.
Kilo 4 Oscar Golf K4OG Mark in Kentucky. In and out, Jerry.
We added K4OG, a Mark in Kentucky. Good to hear from you, Mark. Thank you for your check-in, and Merry Christmas to you and yours. Okay, we'll start with regular check-ins now, those who would like to answer a question and make comments for the net. So when checking in, use your call sign followed by your name.
Whiskey 8 Echo Lima Mike Eric Orville.
Kilo Alpha 8 Lima Yankee Juliet Bob in the Magic City. Alpha
WKY, this is Kilo Delta 8 Sierra Lima Golf KD8 SLG. Nick, down the farm.
Here is Alpha Bravo 8 Mike Oscar EB8MO Auntie in Newberry.
Kilo Echo 8 Quebec Foxtrot Tango Fred in Medina.
Whiskey 8 Tango Delta, W8TD, John in Wadsworth.
Whiskey Oscar 3 X-Ray, John in Cuyahoga Falls.
F8 DTP, Lori Massillon.
KF8 ELA, Kilo Foxtrot 8, Echo Lima Alpha, Zach in Dalton.
Please copy Kilo Echo 8 Uniform India Bravo KE8 UIB John in Massillon.
Okay, I will pick it up there. So far we have W8ELM Eric, KA8LYJ Bob, AA8CT Craig, KD8SLG Just Nick, AB8MO Andy, KE8QFT Uncle Fred, W8TD John, W03X also John, KF8DTP Lori, KF8ELA Zach, and KE8UIB John. Do we have anyone else who would like to check in to the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Weekly Club Net? If so, use your call sign followed by your name.
Kilo Echo 8, Zulu Zulu Romeo, KE8 ZZR, Harry over in Wadsworth. Kilo Foxtrot 8, Delta Tango Alpha, KF8 DTA, Jeff in New Franklin.
Whiskey 4 Yankee Sierra Whiskey, Yuri in Maple Heights.
W8WKY.
Okay, let me pick it up there. Let's see. Fred, I think I mentioned you, KE8QFT, but then we added a W8TD John, W03X also John, a KF8DTP Lori, KF8ELA Zach, KE8UIB John, KE8ZZR Harry, KF8DTA Jeff, and W4YSW Yuri. One more time before we start down the list of comments, anyone else wishing to check into the net, please check in with your call sign followed by your name.
KG7 IRJ, Paul.
Okay, we've added KG7 IRJ Paul. Very good. Okay, well, let's get started down the list here. Okay, let's go to the top of the list with W8ELM. Good evening to you, Eric. Thank you for your check-in this evening. Eric, do you have an unusual or a favorite holiday tradition that you would like to share with the group, and what else do you have for us? And Bob, KA8LYJ, is on deck.
W8WKY from W8ELM. Well, Jerry, thank you for taking care of the net tonight. And it was good to see several of you at the Wayne Aries luncheon today, even though it did make me late for one of my appointments, and that was totally everybody else's fault, certainly not mine for hanging around too long. Let's see. Favorite tradition, absolutely. Although my mother was born in New Philadelphia, Ohio, after her parents and brothers immigrated there from coal mining country in northern England, she retained a lot of the English customs, including the making of traditional plum pudding, which in our family was known only as Christmas pudding. I think it's sometimes known there also in the same way. It resembles fruitcake, but it is prepared by steaming it in muslin or cotton cloth and is served with a delicious sweet white sauce. It's very heavy, and a lot of people do not care for the taste of it, you know, all the jokes that there are about fruitcake, but it was a tradition in our family and was carried on by most of my brothers at one time or another, not every year, but I think my three brothers and I have at some time carried on that tradition. So a very strong tradition and a very enjoyable one for us. Back to net, W8WKY, W8ELM.
Well, thank you for sharing that family tradition with us, Eric. That sounds good. I wouldn't mind trying that sometimes. But anyway, I'm glad that you or your brothers have carried on that tradition since. So, very good. Thank you for your check-in, Eric, and Merry Christmas to you and yours. So we're going to clear with W8ELM, Eric. That brings us to KA8LYJ, Bob. Bob, do you have an unusual tradition, holiday tradition, or a favorite holiday tradition? And what else do you have for us? And AA8CT Craig is on deck.
W8WKY, this is K88LYJ. Good evening, Jerry. Good evening to the rest of the group. Don't have one anymore. We're just kind of average in our traditions here, Midwestern Christmas average. But there was one I had when I was a kid. Excuse me, I got something in my throat. When I was about 3 years old, I was given a ride-on reindeer for Christmas. And then Dad took a red magic marker and colored its nose red for me. And I made it a habit, I would not hear otherwise. Every year when we put up the tree, that thing had to come out and get set up next to the tree. And I'm talking well into my late teens when the thing finally fell apart and disintegrated from old age. That's about it for me for weird Christmas traditions. Everybody have a holly jolly Christmas if I don't catch you on the Beacon Net tomorrow, and I'll give it back to you. This is K88LYJ.
Well, that's a shame that the reindeer fell apart. It's too bad you still don't have it. But thank you for sharing that tradition with us, and nothing strange about that at all. And like I say, it doesn't have to be unusual. It's just a favorite holiday tradition, or if it's unusual, hey, all the better. But anyway, thank you for joining us, Bob, and thank you for sharing, and Merry Christmas to you and yours. We're going to clear with K88LYJ. And we are moving on to A88CT, Craig, who is my crosstown neighbor. Good evening to you, Craig. Appreciate your check-in with me this evening. Do you have an unusual holiday tradition or just a favorite holiday tradition that you would like to share with us? And what else do you have for us?
Good evening, Jerry. Not really. I mean, the family, we were kind of the outliers. Basically, all of both parents and all of their siblings were in Chicago. And so growing up into and through my teens, that would be a trip to Chicago for a big Christmas Day get-together. And because I was an only child, as that kind of fell apart and as the numbers dwindled in Chicago, it was just more or less kind of stay at home and do those things. This weather is like, and it was always a Merry Christmas to see my grandfather, and tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but Christmas Day, I've got my first great-grandson coming, so maybe that's a tradition that's like to see him get into his teens, if that's supposed to be. Weather today was extremely moderate, and it's hard to believe that we're in Ohio. And if you look to the west, I guess they're getting lots and lots of rain. So there you have it. With that, I'm going to turn it back to you, Jerry. I thank you for being net control this evening. As always, love to hear your voice. With that, this is AA8CT, back to net control. Take care, my friend, in 73s.
Well, thank you for sharing about your Christmases earlier in life, and thank you for joining us on the net this evening. It's great to have you part of it, and look forward to catching up with you again soon on somewhere. So anyway, we're Merry Christmas to you and yours, Craig. We're going to clear with AA8CT, and we're going to go down on the farm now with KD8 SLG, just Nick. Good evening to you, Nick. Do you have a favorite holiday tradition? If it's unusual, hey, all the better. And what else do you have for us? And AB8MO Andy is on deck.
W8WKY, this is KD8SLG. Good evening, Jerry. All the Sarah Club netizens. Thanks for getting me in there. Sorry, I think I either walked over Craig or he walked over me or something, but thanks for pulling us both out of that. As far as traditions go, well, when I was a kid, so single child, single parent, spoiled rotten, I just opened all my gifts on Christmas Eve, so I didn't have to wait till Christmas morning. I'll admit it. So far this year, we did do the first annual viewing of Die Hard a few nights ago. The Christmas lasagna this year, I'm going to make it a Mexican lasagna. Instead of pasta, I'm going to use tortillas, and instead of sauce, I'm going to use salsa and refried beans and a layer of taco meat. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So there's that, the Christmas lasagna. As far as Die Hard goes, if you haven't seen it in a while, watch it if you're going to be on the Beaconnet tomorrow night, because that's going to help you with the trivia. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Thanks for getting me in there, Jerry. Merry Christmas, everyone. It's KD8SLG, back to net control.
Well, watching Die Hard is a neat Christmas tradition, and that Christmas lasagna sounds delicious. So I know you will enjoy that, and sounds great. So that was easy to pull both of you out. You were both about equal, but you both did a great job checking in, so it was no problem pulling you both out. So anyway, great to hear you, Nick. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your check-in. Merry Christmas to you and yours, Nick, and we'll say 73 to you. We're going to clear with a KD8SLG, and let's move on to AB8MO. Andy, good evening to you, Andy. Thank you for your check-in this evening. Good to hear from you. Do you have a favorite holiday tradition? And if it's unusual, all the better. And KE8QFT, Uncle Fred is on deck.
Of course, my note had an ID. W8WKY from AB8MO. Sitting in the rocking chair or lounge chair, recliner. It's not really it rocks, but it's not really a rocking chair. Let's see here. I don't know that I have any traditions per se. I guess the last couple years I've been going to my brother and his family's church for Christmas Eve service. So that's something that I've started the last couple of years, because we do our Christmas Eve stuff on the Sunday before Christmas. So, that's only comes to mind. So, speaking of, let's see. Oh, Merry Christmas Eve. That's what it is tonight. So I normally am pretty busy on Tuesday nights, but I'm not doing anything tonight. Everything got canceled because of Christmas. So here I am. Let's see, tomorrow up here on 147015 to 110.9, we will be connecting to the Santa WatchNet, and that'll start at 6 p.m. We'll probably run about 3 hours. So you got little ones, or just listen in. It's fun to just listen in, hear what the kids ask Santa for Christmas. So that'll be tomorrow night on the W8OKE repeater. Our Allstar Node is 55564. So hopefully I'll catch some of you guys over there. I probably won't be around the first hour, but once I get out of service, I'll be turning it on and listening in. That's all I got from here, Jerry. Everybody have a great night. Merry Christmas if I don't catch you tomorrow. W8WKY. This is AB8MO.
Well, Andy, it was good to have you here, and yeah, since your other events on Tuesday evening got canceled, it was great to have you here on the net. So thank you for joining us, and thank you for being part of the net and for sharing about your Christmas with us. And thank you for sharing about the Santa Net as well. So I'm sure a lot of people will tune into that, and I'm sure it is very fun to listen to. So Merry Christmas to you, Andy. 7 3s to you. We're going to clear with AB8MO. Before we go to Uncle Fred, want to re-identify this as the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Weekly Club Net. Your net control this evening is Jerry, Juliet Echo, Romeo, Romeo Yankee on the W8WKY repeater. Okay, let's go to a KE8QFT. Uncle Fred, good to have you here on the net. Thank you for checking in with me. Do you have an unusual or a favorite holiday tradition? And what else do you have for us? And W8TD John is on deck.
Thank you, Jerry. Hello, everybody out there. Hope everyone's having a safe holiday period. No, I don't have any traditions as of now. For many years, I used to like to watch It's a Wonderful Life. My late sister even got me a VHS tape of it. Actually, so VHS tapes are coming back. Yeah, but in any event, it's gone now. I just wore it out, I think. I had it for about 30 years, I guess. But no. Let me just break for a minute here. I really don't have any long-standing traditions now. They're all every year, like a new one. But I guess I could find It's a Wonderful Life on one of these movie platforms on the TV. What I like to do, though, one thing I do like to do every holiday, if I remember, is say, hey, let's remember our service members, police, EMI, our medical people, hospital workers, nurses, doctors, those who, are there in case something happens to our peaceful, tranquil, safe holiday. Also, I'd like to mention the military cooks. People talk about military food. I liked it, really. But I guarantee you, any mess hall, dining facility in the world, on Thanksgiving, Christmas, boy, them guys, they work. They'll be up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And you have everything you could imagine at these dining facilities. Turkey, ham, sweet potatoes, mashed potatoes, stuffing, you name it. And officers are encouraged to eat with us enlisted people. If you were ever in the military, you know what I mean by encouraged. KE8QFT. Merry Christmas, everyone, and back to net control.
Well, I do know what you mean, Uncle Fred, and having done my share of KP duty, they do work hard in preparing the food, and I always thought it was great. So anyway, it's always good to remember all of our heroes, whether it's military, police, doctors, nurses, all that, and so is a good tradition of watching It's a Wonderful Life. When it came out in 1946, it was a flop. It only won one Academy Award, and that was for special effects. And I guess it took a little while for people to realize its greatness. But anyway, great to have you part of the net this evening, Uncle Fred, and you have a very Merry Christmas, and we'll say 73 to you. We're going to clear with KE8QFT. And that brings us to W8TD John. Well, good evening to you, John. It was nice seeing you at lunch this afternoon at the Aries lunch. Do you have an unusual or a favorite holiday tradition? And what else do you have for us? And WO3X John is on deck.
W8WKY.
Well, good evening, Jerry. Very nice to talk to you again. And nice to hear you here on a Tuesday evening. I don't believe we've had that pleasure before. Merry Christmas to you and to all the netizens out there. Back in the late 80s, early 90s, when the kids were little, we made it a big deal to stay up all night decorating and distributing presents under the tree so the kids could have an exciting morning. But once they became teenagers, that all kind of fell apart. Once they went off to college in the late 90s, since then, I've always kind of made an effort to not be here for Christmas. I prefer to travel. But this year I failed. I didn't put anything together, so here I am. I'm stuck home for Christmas. It'll be the first Christmas since my friend Mary passed in January, so we'll see how I wind up feeling about that when I wake up Christmas morning. 73 to everybody. Talk to everybody soon. Very much enjoyed all of our communications over the past year. Look forward to much more. W8WKY and the net. W8TD.
Well, it was great to have you part of the net. Since you weren't traveling, you could be part of our net. So, hey, that's a plus. That's a good for us. And looking forward to much more communication with you as well over the next coming year. And hopefully on Christmas morning, you look back with fondness and thankfulness for the time you had. Okay, Merry Christmas to you, John. We're clear with W8TD. And that brings us to one of the net control operators of the N8XPK multi-state 6-meter net, W8TD, John. Good evening, John. Let me say that net is at 7 o'clock every Sunday evening on the N8XPK 6-meter repeater, 5317, and there's various inputs, which are all listed on the W8WKY web page. So anyway, great to have you here, John. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for being a net control operator for the 6-meter net. Do you have an unusual or a favorite holiday tradition? And then what else do you have for us? And KF8DTP Lori is on deck.
Yeah, thanks, Jerry. This is WO3X. Stuff that Fred was talking about, that sounds like something that my grandmother used to make called sooty. And so, but we didn't put any kind of sauce on it. We just ate it plain. Let's see. And another item that she used to make was a Lithuanian bologna. And so, when she passed on, none of the cousins. My grandmother lived with my cousin Tony, Roseanne, and Janet, but none of them took over the Lithuanian bologna. So my brother KA3 KSP took that over. So when they first got married in 1972, they lived in Willoughby, Ohio. But then around 1977, they moved back to the Pittsburgh area and got a house in Washington, Pennsylvania. So when they did that, then he started making the Lithuanian bologna. So what we do now, and then in 1977 they moved to Carnegie, Pennsylvania. So
what we do now, since they're still making it, my wife and I take a ride to their place in Carnegie, which we did on Saturday. We choose a day when the weather is suitable, and we agree that we're going to show up then. So we had the Lithuanian bologna, and so that tradition is still going on. So with that, this is WO3. Oh, Merry Christmas to everybody. With that, this is WO3X back to the net.
Well, that is great that your family picked back up the making of the Lithuanian bologna. That is a wonderful tradition to keep going from the past, and that's really awesome. So thanks for joining us on the net this evening, John, and we'll catch up with you Sunday evening at 7 o'clock. See, we're going to clear with WO3X. Oh, Merry Christmas, John, and to yours. We're going to clear with WO3X, and we're going to go Maslin Way with KF8DTP. Good evening, Lori. Appreciate your check-in this evening. Good to have you here. Do you have an unusual or favorite holiday tradition? And what else do you have for us? And KF8ELA Zach is on deck.
W8WKY from KF8DTP. Let me think here. Everything's unusual when it comes to John and I and our 7 kids. But our favorite thing to do at Christmas time is sit and watch. We kind of like binge watch Christmas movies. We start like the 1st of December, and we must watch every single Christmas movie. Sometimes we watch them twice. So that's our favorite thing to do for the holiday season is watch movies. And I wanted to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and hope everybody has a great holiday. This is KF8DTP Clear.
Well, I enjoy cinema, and so watching Christmas movies sounds like a nice tradition to me. So anyway, great to have you here, Lori. Thanks for joining us. Merry Christmas to you and yours, and we'll look forward to catching up with you again soon. 7-3, Lori. We're going to clear with KF8DTP, and we're going to go to KF8ELA Zach. Good evening, Zach. Appreciate your check-in this evening. Thank you for joining us on the net. Do you have an unusual or favorite holiday tradition? And what other comments do you have for us? And KE8UIB, John is on deck.
W8WKY, this is KF8ELA. Good evening, everyone. And Christmas tradition. I started off thinking that finding the hidden pickle in the Christmas tree was a little bit odd, but turns out it's more common than I think, so that's always a good one. But right now, I think I enjoy the afternoon snacks and nap time. I get to open all the presents in the morning, see the family, head on home and have some snacks and take a good nap for the afternoon. That's always fun. But other things lately with me, picked up a new radio. Santa came early this year, so we got an FT891. That's been a lot of fun. Built a new antenna outside, got it strung up. It seems to be doing pretty good. I even hit Australia today. That was pretty cool. A little bit FT8, doing some, I think it's Whisper, that, seeing what the is, kind of learning how that thing goes, and, just having fun with it. So, anyway, that's all I've got for this evening. I'll send it back to net and just say Merry Christmas for everyone, and everyone have a good evening. This is KF8ELA.
Well, yeah, the Christmas pickle, seemed a little bit odd to me when I first heard of it, but it is a well-known tradition, and I'm glad you've enjoyed it. And congratulations on the FT891. Fine radio there, and I know you'll get lots of enjoyment out of that. And thank you once again for joining us this evening on the net. Merry Christmas to you and yours. And we'll say 7-3 to you. We're going to clear with KF8 ELA. And let's go back Maslin way once again with KE8 UIB John. Good evening, John. Good to have you here. Thanks for joining us. Do you have an unusual or a favorite holiday tradition? And what other comments do you have for us? And KE8 ZZR Harry is on deck.
W8WKY from KA8 UIB. Good evening, Jerry. Everybody else on the net. And I'll start off with a weekly tradition, okay? I'm messaging back and forth with your old mom and dad and stuff, and they just want to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody out there on the net as they're listening in tonight, you guys. I guess Lori pretty much summed it up. Holiday traditions and stuff. Me and Lori, we love to binge watch Christmas movies. Let me see, we of course hit Die Hard. You can't go wrong with that. And we hit It's a Wonderful Life because that is just a great movie. When it comes to A Christmas Carol, we'll watch them all. All the original black and white, they're digitally remastered, 1938, 1954. We just love them all. So kind of can't go wrong there neither. The other day we hit up the Waltons, The Homecoming Christmas. That was another really great one. I could probably list thousands of them as I get. Well, no, but we have definitely watched a lot of them, that's for sure. We kind of slide them in the evening as we're jumping around playing radio. Let me break the time real quick, guys. All right, you guys, and again, I just want to wish everybody a very, very Merry Christmas. I'd like to wish you a very Merry Christmas, Jerry, and thank you for running the net. You sound great tonight. And with that, you guys, this is KE8 UIB, and you guys know me. I'm living that $5 dream, a nickel at a time, and I'm sure I'll be seeing some $5 dreams Christmas Eve waiting for Santa. 7-3, y'all.
Well, you mentioned some really great movies in there, and thank you for playing radio while you're at it. And wishing you and Lori and you and yours very Merry Christmas, and thanks for joining us. And keep living that $5 dream a nickel at a time. We're going to clear with K73 to you, John. We're going to clear with KE8 UIB, and that brings us to KE8 ZZR Harry. Good evening, Harry. Sorry you couldn't make it to lunch today. We missed you, but we understand. And do you have an unusual or a favorite holiday tradition? And what other comments do you have for us? And KF8DTA Jeff is on deck.
W8WKY, this is KE8 ZZR. Good evening, Jerry, and everybody else that's on the net. Merry Christmas to everybody, and Merry Christmas to you, Jerry. Yes, sorry I couldn't make the lunch today, but I had a serviceman come into the house and had to be here for him. So that's that. Family traditions. Not a whole lot anymore. When I was younger, family tradition with my family was getting together, Christmas dinner with my grandmother and grandfather and my mom. I'm a single child. My dad died when I was 6 rather, and I have an older half-brother and had a half-sister who's passed away since. But my brother used to live with me at the house and with my mom, and I kind of looked up to him as my father at that time, and he was kind of like the father figure in the house. But I used to antagonize him because I would get up at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, open up the gifts, and he was not happy with me. So other than that, and then relatives died off, and that was about it. And now my wife and I, married 42 years, we cook prime rib for dinner every Christmas. So that's our family tradition. We don't have any kids, so it's just her and I, and that's it. So with that, I'll turn it back to you, Jerry, and like I say, have a great Christmas, and I'll talk to you guys later. This is KE8 ZZR Clear.
Well, thank you for sharing of Christmas past. And hey, if having prime ribs is a tasty tradition to have, nothing wrong with that at all. And yep, good to have you here on the net this evening, Harry. Thank you for joining us, and wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas. And we'll say 73 to you. We're going to clear with KE8 ZZR, and we're going to go to KF8 DTA Jeff. Good evening to you, Jeff. Thank you for joining us on the net this evening. Good to have you here. Do you have an unusual or a favorite holiday tradition? And tell us what else is on your mind. And W4YSW Yuri is on deck.
Thank you for taking my call. This is KF8 DTA. And Jeff, we have a tradition where Santa comes and visits our house. Every year he comes on a sleigh out front and comes and visits. That's fun for the kids since they're still little, 10 and under, and yeah, we really enjoy that. That's about all I got besides scrolling through Marketplace. If anybody wants a hornet's nest for $50, I mean, I guess you could, anyway, yeah, they'll sell anything on there. KF8 DTA, back to control. Happy holidays.
Well, that's really great that you get to have Santa and a sleigh come visit you at the house. That's really cool. It's a great thing to do for the kids. And good to have you part of the net. And yeah, I would be afraid if I bought a hornet's nest, there'd still be some hornets in it. So I'm going to leave it where it is. But great to have you part of the net this evening, Jeff. Really appreciate your check-in, and thank you for sharing your Christmas tradition. And Merry Christmas to you and yours. We're going to 73, Jeff. We're going to clear with KF8 DTA, and we're going to go to W4YSW Yuri. Good evening, Yuri. Thank you for checking in with me on the net this evening. Do you have an unusual or a favorite family or holiday tradition? And what else do you have to tell us? And KG7IRJ Paul is on deck. W4YSW Yuri, are you there? Do you have an unusual or a favorite holiday tradition, and any other comments for us? Well, nothing heard from Yuri. Well, if you can still hear us, though, Yuri, Merry Christmas to you, and thank you for joining us on the net. So let's go to KG7IRJ. Good evening, Paul. Good to have you part of the net this evening. Do you have an unusual or a favorite holiday tradition, and what else do you have to tell us?
Okay, KG7IRJ. What I keep thinking of is my grandparents used to come down to our place for dinner, and my grandmother would usually bring a pie. And one time we were having the pie, and she says to my mother, "I didn't know the boys like squash pie." And my mother goes, "Quiet. I've been telling them it's pumpkin. It was banana squash." But I have since made many banana squash pies. If they have a little pumpkin spice to it, you can't tell the difference. Anyway, that's all I can be thinking of. Merry Christmas, Paul, and all good night. KG7IRJ.
Well, it was great to have you here, Paul. Thanks for telling us about the pies, and really hope you have a Merry Christmas and very good holiday season. So 7 threes to you, Paul. We're going to clear with KG7IRJ, and that is the bottom of the list I have. This is the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Weekly Club Net. Your net control operator this evening is Jerry, Juliet Echo Romeo Romeo Yankee, and I am using the club call of Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankee. If you would like to join the net and check in, you can do so with your call sign followed by your name.
KF8AHK, Dale in Louisville.
November 8, Victor, X-Ray, Quebec, Perry, and Perry's Township, and I'll just be in and out.
Kilo Echo 8, Echo Hotel Golf, KE8EHG, Mike in Navarre.
KE8 VOX at Kilo Echo 8, Victor Oscar X-Ray, Scott, Vermilion Township, in and out.
Kilo Echo 8, Victor Zulu Alpha, KE8 VZA, Eric in Strongsville.
N8XKD, or excuse me, KA8LYJ with a recheck.
Whiskey 8 Hotel Romeo Foxtrot W8HRF Josh Akron. I'll be in and out, pulling into the driveway. 7-3, Merry Christmas.
November 8, X-Ray Kilo Delta, Ida, here in Barberton.
Okay, we've added KF8AHK Dale, N8VXQ Perry, KE8EHG Mike, KE8VOX Scott, KE8VZA Eric, W8HRF Josh, and N8XKD Ida, and I forgot to mention that Perry, N8VXQ, KE8VOX Scott, and W8HRF Josh were in and out. So we had a recheck from KA8LYJ Bob. Bob, go ahead with your recheck.
W8WK, this is KA8LYJ. Sorry, I was remiss in my earlier conversation to announce 36 years of wedded bliss with N8XKD, which is why I accidentally gave her a call when I was rechecking. 36 years, zero regrets, at least on my part. This is KA8LYJ. Back to you.
Well, congratulations on the 36 years. That is wonderful that there are no regrets. So, very good. Thank you for adding that, Bob. Okay, we're going to clear with KA8LYJ, and we are going to go to KE8EHG Mike. Good evening, Mike. Good to hear you on this net this evening. It was great checking in with you last Friday evening. Do you have an unusual or a favorite holiday tradition, and do you have any other comments? And KE8VZA Eric is on deck.
Well, good evening, Jerry. Good evening, everyone on the net. I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, just in case I don't get in there next week. But, well, a couple of them. One, ham radio-wise, I've been doing the for Christmas and ham radio style, and I've been having fun with that for a few years now. The other one is a stupid personal one. I mean, it's just, it's just my little thing. I don't get into the Christmas mode or mood or anything like that until I hear my favorite song. Once I hear my favorite song, then I'm into it. Then I'm like, okay, it's not like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It's not, all this and that, yada, yada, yada. Yes, it's something stupid. It is very stupid, but I have fun with it. It's Cheech and Chong, Santa Claus, and his old lady. once I hear that, I'm in the Christmas mode. I'm into it. All right? It's just something stupid. And I cannot play it myself. I have to hear it on the radio or somebody send it to me or something. Like my wife even called me up this morning. She goes, hey, 97.5, here's your favorite Christmas song. I'm like, okay, cool. 7-3s, everybody. Thanks for doing the net. Doing an awesome job. Merry Christmas. Back to net. KE80HG.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us, Mike. And it's not stupid at all. So, whatever gets you in the holiday mood, and definitely the most unusual we've had so far. And I appreciate that. Thank you. I said at the beginning, the more unusual, the better. So, Merry Christmas to you, Mike. And you did a great job with the night before your Christmas visit from Santa, a ham radio style. I enjoyed listening to that last Friday evening. So, a great job. Keep up the good work. And Merry Christmas to you, Mike, and 7-3. We're going to clear with KE8 EHG. And we are going to go to KE8 VZA Eric. Good evening, Eric. Good to hear from you. Thank you for checking in with me this evening. Do you have an unusual or a favorite holiday tradition? And what other comments do you have for us? And N8XKD Ida is on deck.
WAWKY in the net, KE8 VZA here. Hi, Jerry. Hello, everyone. Happy anniversary to Bob and Ida. And as far as holiday traditions, don't really have anything firm. We just kind of roll with it. That's just how we like it, laid back and visit family. I know when I was a kid, we used to get very excited to go. My parents are both from Zanesville, and we used to go visit both sets of my grandparents. And we would see aunts, uncles, and cousins from each side of the family at the respective grandparents' houses, and we had a lot of good times together. So a lot of good memories there, and that was kind of a tradition back then, just for everyone to get together, and either Thanksgiving or Christmas or both. So that was really cool. But that's all I have for tonight. Everybody have a Merry Christmas, have a safe Christmas as well. KE8 VZA, back to net control. Thanks for running the net, Jerry.
Well, that is probably the best tradition, is getting together with family and getting to enjoy each other's company and connect, and that's awesome, Eric. And I like laid back as well. So, very good. Merry Christmas to you, Eric, to you and yours, and we'll say 73 to you, and thanks once again for your check-in. We're going to clear with KE8 VZA, and that brings us to N8XKD, Ida. Ida, congratulations once again to you and Bob for your anniversary and 36 years of marriage. Do you have an unusual or a favorite holiday tradition, and what other comments do you have for us?
Hi there, guys. As for holiday traditions, I had one when our kids were younger. As we decorated the tree and stuff, we all had a name ornament and we would wait and we would put them all on together with us as a group. And as we would hang the name ornament, we would say what we were thankful for with the past year.
Well, that is a great tradition, Ida, and thank you for sharing that with us. Do you have anything else for the net?
Well, I wanted to confirm for all those going to the Christmas party next year that I'm going to bring 2 cheese balls this time, so the guy at the end doesn't have to run up and get a piece and then rush off.
Well, thank you, Ida. That was a delicious cheese ball, and I know I enjoyed what I had of it, and very good. So, all right, looking forward to 2 cheese balls next year. Well, Merry Christmas to you, Ida, and congratulations once again to you and Bob, and Merry Christmas, and we'll say 73 to you. We're going to clear with N8XKD, yeah, that's right, and that is the bottom of the list I have, so we'll open up the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Weekly Club Net once again for more check-ins. So if you would like to join the net, you can do so with your call sign followed by your name.
W8WK.
Kilo Charlie 1, Victor Quebec Sierra, KC1, BQS, Paul in Maine.
Kilo Charlie 0, Lima Romeo Mike, KC0 LRM, Kelly, Wichita, Kansas.
Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo, WB3K, Phil, Canal Fulton.
We have added KC1 VQS Paul in Maine, KC0 LRM Kelly, and WB3K Phil. Well, very good. Glad to have you all here with us. Let's go to KC1 VQS Paul. Good evening to you. Glad to have your check-in this evening. Do you have an unusual or a favorite holiday tradition that you would like to share with us? And what other comments do you have for us? And KC0 LRM Kelly is on deck.
Well, good evening to everyone on the net tonight, and Merry almost Christmas. Merry Christmas Eve, almost Christmas Eve. The tradition that I can think of that we've had the most is some Christmas ornaments that have been on every tree that I have been in my life, and they are probably approaching, I don't know if they're quite 200 years old or not, but they're close. But they belong to my grandmother's grandmother. So we're talking late 1800s. And they've been handed down over the years. And every once in a while one crumbles and we lose one. But we probably have 8 or 9 still left, and they are handled with care, and they go right at the top of the tree where they're not likely to be bumped, and it just reminds me of the generations past that have handed these down. And these were on Christmas trees back when there was no electricity. They're special, and I know they won't last forever, but I hope they'll at least last for a while for me anyway. And so that's the Christmas tradition that I have, and they're almost the first to be put on the tree every year. And we're expecting a little snow tonight. We had a huge rain and windstorm on Friday and 50s, and it took all of our snow, and I thought, oh yeah, there goes our white Christmas. But we're supposed to get 2 to 4 inches tonight. So I don't know. We may have a white Christmas after all. Who knows? I just hope it doesn't mess up travel plans for a lot of people. My daughter and her fiance are expected to come tomorrow, and they're coming from southern Maine, which is supposed to get even more than that. So I'm hoping for the best. And I just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody. I wanted to check in. And so anyway, KC1 BQS, back to net.
Well, that is an amazing, awesome thing that those ornaments got passed down for so long and have stayed in the family, and you keep putting them on the tree. That is just amazing, and thank you for sharing that with us. And also, I hope you get to have a white Christmas without interrupting your plans for your family coming in. So all the best for that, and Merry Christmas to you, Paul, and thank you once again for joining us on the net. And we'll say 7-3 to you. We're going to clear with KC1 VQS, and we are going to go to KC0 LRM Kelly. Good evening, Kelly. Great to have you part of the net this evening, and thank you for your check-in. Do you have an unusual or favorite holiday tradition that you would like to share with us? And tell us what other comments you have for us, and WV3K Phil is on deck.
W8 WKY, hey, thanks for getting in there. You know, we don't have a really big thing for Christmas. Well, I have the same problem every year. I never know what to get my wife, so that's just a yearly thing. So we don't really have any cool ideas or anything. My wife does have a friend that they do a pretty cool thing. She didn't like it, but I thought it was a good idea. At Christmas, they make a theme, and I think their theme this year was like what do you call it, like budget or like a thrift store gifts, stuff that you can go buy used and give to people, things like that. So I think that's a pretty good idea. I don't know if we'll ever do that, but I thought that was interesting. As far as our weather here, we are here in Wichita. It's 52 degrees, and we're covered with fog right now. So I just got in from Tulsa, and yeah, it was a little tricky getting to the house here. The fog's pretty bad here. And kind of wish we had a white Christmas, but we're supposed to be like in the 70s, I think, tomorrow or the day after. So that's about all I got. I just want to get in here and give you one for the number there, and I hope wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year out there. If I don't talk to everybody again before then, and I'll let you get on back to the list, and thanks for running that. Back to you. If I can figure out how to turn off the space.
Well, having a theme for Christmas sounds like a way to keep things different and interesting and mixing things up. So, yeah, that's a nice tradition to have. And appreciate you joining us on the net this evening, Kelly. Hope the weather is good for you there in your area. And hope you'll join us again on the net whenever you can. Merry Christmas to you, Kelly. 7-3. We're going to clear with KC0 LRM. And that brings us to WV3K. Phil, good evening, Phil. Wow, it's great to have you on the net this evening. Thank you for checking in with me this evening. So great to hear from you. I've missed seeing you at the VE sessions. Anyway, do you have an unusual or a favorite holiday tradition? And tell us what else you have on your mind, Phil.
WV3K, back to net control. Jerry, great to hear you. Miss seeing you as well. I've had to put a moratorium on my attendance with VE exams. I talked to Stefan about this at some length because I have some medical concerns that need to be addressed. And there was also a loss in our family. Lost my daughter, and let's see. Let me get myself regrouped here. Anyway, I got a second surgery in the morning at Akron General, the oncology department, and there might be a third one coming up later down the road to get rid of this tumor. So anyway, I wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, and I hope that everyone is doing well health-wise. Many blessings upon each of you, and to know that we send our love to each of you, and pray for the entire group. So with that, Jerry, I'm going to give it back over to you, buddy, and thank you for calling me up, and I'm going to go ahead and get myself ready to get to bed because I got to get up at 5 to be.
Well, it was great to hear from you, Phil. Thank you for checking in with us, and thoughts and prayers are with you, and all the best in the surgery, and hopefully that other surgery won't be needed. But we'll keep you in our thoughts and prayers, Phil, and many blessings on you as well. Merry Christmas, Phil. We're going to clear with WV3K, and I've got an apology to make here to Dale. KF8AHK, he was at the bottom one column, and I went to the top of another column to start down the list, and I forgot to call on Dale, so I hope he's still there. KF8AHK, Dale, please accept my apologies for skipping over you on the list. Do you have an unusual or a favorite holiday tradition that you would like to share with us? And what other comments do you have for us?
W8WKY.
Dale, KF8AHK, are you still there? Well, hopefully I can catch up with him on another net and apologize to him then. Okay, that is the bottom of the list that I have. Once again, we will open up the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, the weekly club net, for more check-ins. If you would like to join the net, you can do so by using your call sign followed by your name. It sounded like someone tried to get in and only broke the squelch. Try again.
This is KF8FGI. Do you copy me?
Yes, I have a great copy on you. I got you in the log here. Do you have an unusual or a favorite holiday tradition that you would like to share with us? And do you have any other comments?
Yeah. So I think somebody mentioned this earlier, was that we have a little glass pickle that will go and hide in the tree, and you find it, and it's supposed to be you get a different present. You get like the special present for it, but normally it's just kind of a game to hide it in the tree and then find it.
Well, that's still a fun tradition to have. And do you have anything else for the net?
Nope. That's it. Thank you.
Well, thank you for joining us on the net this evening, Sam. It's good to have your check-in, and Merry Christmas to you and yours, 7-3. Well, do we have any late check-ins for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Weekly Club Net, or any rechecks or anything for the good of the net?
Just a brief comment from KA8LYJ.
Yes, go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, regarding Santa Claus and his old lady. Yeah, I played with that dude, man. He's with Motown.
You're right, he is. Very good. Thank you for that, Bob. Does anyone else have any rechecks or anything else for the net?
Yeah, check in, KC8, Fox Queen Victor. Good evening, Gary.
Well, good evening, Mark. Glad you made it in on the net this evening. Good to have you here. Do you have an unusual or a favorite holiday tradition that you would like to share with us? And do you have any other comments for the net?
Yeah, no, not really. I was going to try to check in down in Canton into the net, but I didn't go. Things didn't want to agree, so I laid at home. But hope no other things. So let's send it back to net control, KC8FQV.
Well, it was good to hear from you, Mark. Thank you for checking in with us, and we'll wish you a very Merry Christmas and 7-3. Okay, do we have any other late check-ins or any rechecks or anything for the good of the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Weekly Club Net? Okay, nothing heard. We will close the net at 9:14 p.m. We had 38 check-ins plus net control for 39 participants. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for your check-ins, and thank you for sharing your holiday traditions with me, and hope everyone enjoyed hearing them as much as I did. So with that, for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, this is Kilo Charlie 8 Hotel Delta Papa KC8 HDP Jerry and Shreve, returning the repeater to regular amateur use. 7-3 and Merry Christmas to all.